Hi everyone, I am Shanella Constantino, and in this video I want to take you on a journey. We'll explore how GPU technology evolved from its humble beginnings to become the backbone of modern computing. We'll reflect on its role in accelerating AI, enabling digital twins, and shaping immersive worlds like the metaverse. I'll also share my own thoughts as a future engineer on how all of this technology could influence our lives, our responsibilities, and our vision in the future. So let's start at the beginning. The birth of GPUs in early days of personal computing and gaming, graphic cards were designed purely to make video games run smoother. In the 1990s and early 2000s, companies like 3DFX, ATI, and now AMD and NVIDIA competed to produce faster, more colorful, more realistic graphics. So these GPUs had to accelerate tasks like rendering polygons, textures, and managing frame buffers. So over time, researchers and engineers realized that GPUs weren't just good for graphics. They were incredibly good at parallel computation. Unlike CPUs, which are optimized for sequential tasks, GPUs are built to do thousands of simple tasks simultaneously. So this parallel architecture was originally intended to draw millions of pixels per frame, but it turned out to be perfect for mathematical workloads. So this turning came when GPU compute languages like Devia's CUDA Compute Unified Device Architecture emerged. So CUDA allowed programmers to run non-graphics workloads on GPUs. Suddenly, these chips could physics simulations, signal processing, and complex scientific calculations, not just render frames. So this era, known as GPU, General Purpose Computing on GPUs, paved the way for AI on GPUs. As deep learning gained momentum in the 2010s, GPUs became indispensable. Training a neural network requires huge matrices, and GPUs can multiply and accumulate thousands of numbers in parallel. Instead of waiting days on a CPU, engineers could train models in hours. NVIDIA, AMD, and others represented by tailoring their GPU architectures for AI, adding tensor cores, specialized hardware for matrix math, increasing memory bandwidth, and optimizing interconnects. So on our part 2, let's talk about the modern GPU architecture and AI acceleration. Modern GPUs, especially from NVIDIA, now include tensor cores, which are specialized units for tensor operations, the kind of high-dimensional math used in deep learning. There are also RT cores for real graphics and CUDA cores for general parallel tasks. Together, these two they make GPUs capable of multitasking across rendering, AI inference, and training. Another critical innovation is high bandwidth memory. AI models can be enormous. They need to store billions of parameters, and intermediate data during training can be massive. HBM allows GPUs to read and write large volumes for data quickly, and reducing memory bottlenecks. To scale out, modern deep learning doesn't just use one GPU. Data centers connect multiple GPUs using NVLink, NVSwitch, or other high-speed interconnections. So this allows GPUs to share memory, synchronize computations, and jointly train a huge models. The hardware is only part of the story. The GPU ecosystem is supported by software stacks like CUDNN, Tensor, PyTorch, and TensorFlow. These libraries are heavily optimized for GPU operations. On the infrastructure side, companies run GPU clusters in cloud environments like AWS or Google Cloud to train large AI models. Even as they grow deeper, modern GPUs are becoming more energy efficient. Specialized cores and power management techniques help, but training large AI models still consumes tremendous electricity. So this brings up important trade-offs and we must run as engineers. So now for the part 3, let's talk about the metaverse, which is often presented as the next frontier of digital interaction. And GPUs are central to making it possible. So the metaverse isn't just a single app or world. It's a network of interconnected virtual augmented spaces where people can meet, work, play, and create. It blends 3D graphics, AI-powered avatars, real-time physics, and digital assets. So what are the roles of a metaverse? So the first one is real-time rendering. This is to create immersive photorealistic environments. You need real-time rendering of complex 3D scenes, lights, shadows, and materials. All GPU heavy tasks. Number 2, AI-powered avatars. Avatars in the metaverse may use AI-driven facial animation, voice synthesis, and behavior simulation. This require neural networks or running on GPU hardware. And the third one, physical and simulation. For virtual worlds to feel real, they need physics engines like collision detection, fluids, and cloth simulation, all of which use GPU accelerated compute. And number 4, scalability. Metaverse servers will likely rely on GPU clusters to support many users at once, synchronizing world state and processing user input and rendering scenes. So the challenges ahead is latency. For truly immersive interactive metaverse experience, latency must be extremely low, which demands very efficient GPU usage and edge computing. And the bandwidth streaming high fidelity 3D environments and synchronizing state across users can consume a huge amount of data. So that's a challenge in the future. Also, the accessibility. Will everyone be able to afford a hardware to access the metaverse, or will it become another digital divide? So now let's look forward. What are the major trends and possible features for GPU development? Number 1, more specialized hardware. AI chips beyond GPUs. While GPUs are dominant, we also see AI accelerators, but GPUs will likely remain central because of their flexibility. Research is being done on analog AI compute and photonic chips. Could future GPUs incorporate these technologies for even greater speed and energy efficiency? So, future data centers will mix CPUs, GPUs, AI accelerators, and FPGAs, coordinating them with smarter software. This heterogeneity will allow workloads to be matched to the most appropriate hardware, optimizing performance and cost. As devices like cars, drones, and robots generate more data, there will be more demand for edge GPUs, like smaller, energy efficient GPUs embedded in these devices. Distributed GPU clusters could operate near the edge, reducing latency for real-time AI tasks. Energy consumption is a big issue. The future might involve greener data centers powered by renewable energy and more efficient GPU chips. So, as a future engineer, potential leader in tech, and as a computer engineer student, I feel a deep sense of responsibility. Accelerating AI with powerful GPUs can bring tremendous benefits, but also risks biased AI, deepfake surveillance, and loss of privacy. Building and running GPU farms uses a lot of electricity. Moving forward, engineers have to design energy-efficient AI systems. We must advocate for green data centers, better cooling, carbon offsets, and more efficient hardware. Not everyone has access to AI or VR or AR hardware. If digital twins and metaverse become widespread, we risk widening the digital divide unless we make technology more inclusive. We need to educate also the future engineer not just in coding or circuit design, but in system thinking. How AI, hardware, society, and ethics interact. I imagine a future where digital twins help cities run more smoothly, like in the movies with technologies involved. It's the future, I know, where AI assistants are ethical, trustworthy, and universal, and where metaverse is a place of creativity, collaboration, and growth, not just a playground for a wealthy future. So thank you so much for listening, and sorry for the way I talk because I have flu. This reflection isn't about hardware or software. It's about us as engineers, citizens, and stewards of technology. The future of GPUs, AI, digital twins, and the metaverse is incredibly exciting. And I hope that in the future we will have a more advanced technology that will help us people to have an easy life, and more this technology becomes more convenient in everyone, not just for the privilege. And that's it. Thank you for watching this video.